ladies and gentlemen, my name is Destiny and welcome back to the tutorial. So in this one, we're going to go ahead and start working with the user admin. And in this one, the owner of a channel is going to be able to open up the admin page and they're going to be able to make changes to their video, edit, update, and basically they're going to be able to perform crude operations on their video or also go ahead and change the visibility or change a couple of things. So that's what we're going to be doing in this video. If you want to see more videos like this, to make sure to drop a like, consider subscribing as it will really mean the world to me. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Now, the first thing that I'm going to do is open up our code editor as usual. That's what we've been doing. Now our server is running on port 8000 over here, but I want to open up a new terminal and I simply want to go ahead and create a new app. So I'm going to say python manage.py and I'm going to say start app and I want to call this app user admin. Okay, so it doesn't really matter what you call it. You could call it whatever you want. I just want to call mine user admin. And what do you notice? An app pops up over here. Pretty easy. Now I'm going to go ahead and zoom this in a little bit so you guys can see everything that's going on. So in the user admin, I simply want to open up the views and I'm going to write a simple view that's going to display the admin page. And for the admin templates, this is the templates that we're going to be using over here. Take note, we're still going to tweak it. So, you know, we're not going to be using every single thing that we've got over here. We just need a couple of things like this. Okay. So, yeah, let's go ahead and keep doing this. Now I'm simply going to get down here and I'm going to define a new function and I'm going to call it studio, and I simply want to pass in request in here. Now the first thing I want to get is the logged in user and I want to assign it to a variable user. So I'm going to say user should be equal to request.user. The next thing I want to get is the channel of whichever user that's logged in. So I'm going to say request.user.channel. Okay, you could do it this way or you could go ahead and get rid of the request. It's all still going to work the same, and I did this way because I already got the request user in here. Okay, so take notes, the both are going to do the same thing. Now let's get the channel of the user that's logged in. We could say, take notes, we already have it in this channel keyword over here, right? But you could still get it like this. We could say channel should be equal to channel, and that means we need to go ahead and import channel. So I need to say from, I think that should be from channel.models. So from channel dot, not that, but from channel.models, we want to go ahead and import channel. Okay, just like that. And I think we also need to, okay, for now, let's just stick with this. We're going to be importing some other things that we're going to be needing later. So I'm going to say channel.objects.get. And what do I want to get? I want to say user should be equal to user. So user is equal to user is pretty much this user over here, which means user should be equal to request.user, which is the logged in user. So you can do it either way. You can pass in request.user, you can pass in user, and everything is going to work perfectly well. And after we've gotten this, let's also go ahead and get all the videos that is related to this channel. So I'm going to say video should be equal to what? Video. Now we need to import video. So we're going to say from core.models. So from core.models, we need to go ahead and import video. We need to import comments. We need to import community. Okay, for now, let's just say we want to stick with video and comments. That's great. Now I'm going to say video.objects.filter. So if I get back here, video.object.filter, and I want to filter by channel should be equal to this channel. So if I open up this video now, you'd see that we have a foreign key of channel. Okay, what I want to open up is, let's see, video, title, image, description. Okay, as you can see over here, we have this foreign key of user, right? So we have this foreign key of user that's connected to a video. So over here, we simply want to get the video of whichever user that's logged in. So we're going to say user should be equal to user. But, you know, you could also still pass in a channel foreign key over here, but it's totally up to you however you want to build this. So now, after we've done this, that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and define the context, and we want to pass in a couple of things. I want to pass in user, which is the user that's logged in. I want to pass in the channel also. So what I could do is just double click on this, hold on, also let's double click on this, then pass in channel. And I also want to pass in the videos. Okay, so videos, well, over here I called it videos, so I'm going to change that to videos. Now finally, let's return a template or render a template. So I'm going to say return render, and in here we're simply going to pass in the request. And what do we want to call the template? Let's say it's going to be in a folder called user admin, and it's going to be called studio.html, just like YouTube Studio. Okay, after we've done this, we need to pass in the context dictionary that we created over here, or the variable, into our template so we could be able to access it. Okay, so now after we've done this, we need to go ahead and create a new URL file. So I need to come over here, I'm going to right click and I'm going to say create a new urls.py file. You could call that file whatever you want and simply, you know, tweak your projects the way you want. Hopefully you guys already followed this tutorial from the beginning and you've seen how we've been doing that. Now after we've done this, we need to import a couple of things. We need to say from Django.urls, we need to go ahead and import parts. Okay, yeah, I just say we need parts, and we also need from user_admin.views. Okay, we can say from user_admin we need to import views here. And now we could go ahead and define an app name. We will say app name should be equal to user_admin, and we will go ahead and define the URL pattern. We could use this one. URL pattern should be what? Parts. And in this parts, okay, let's say we'd want to go to I don't really know, it's up to you. Let's say we'd want to go to the home page. Yeah, whenever we hit the studio URL, that's what we want to get. Now I'm gonna say views. This should be views.studio. That's what I called it. And this name we should simply pass in studio. So after we pass in studio over here, I think that's pretty much what you want to do. Let's get back here and let's try accessing this over here. I'm gonna say studio. Now this is not gonna work, and that's because over here in the main URLs py, this ytprj URLs py, we need to go ahead and include it over here. So over here I simply need to pass in studio, and I need to say user_admin.urls. Hopefully you guys already understand all this, so that's why I'm not in-depthly explaining everything that's happening again. Now as you can see, it's working perfectly well, but it says come on, I need a template. I can't find a studio.html template, so we need to go ahead and satisfy that error. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this. As you can see, I copied it already. I'm going to open up template. I'm going to right click, create a new file, and I'm going to paste what I copied and hit enter. Now as you can see, it's automatically created a new folder called user_admin, and the best thing about it is that it now created the file studio.html. So when we refresh this now, we should see a blank page, and bingo, you get it. So the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and put in this template that we got in here. Okay, now how do we do that? So I have this in here. I'm going to open up my portfolio projects, and this is the folder that I'm working with, and this is the template that we need. Okay, so what I could do is I'm gonna okay, let's open this up and see what we got. We got CSS, fonts, images. Okay, you know what we're gonna do? Let's see, this is JS. I'm gonna open it up. We also got JS over here. We got 4 files. Now you know what, let's open up this JS also. We got 1 file. Okay, this is okay, let's see. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new file, and let's just say it's assets. Well, let's just say assets1. Okay, and I want to copy from here to here and here, and I want to put it in the assets1. So if you guys don't want to do this, it's totally up to you. If you don't want to do it, just follow along with what I'm doing. I'm just trying to know the files that are actually running for this. Or to even find it out, I can come over here and view the page source code, and as you can see, this is the style sheet. If I open this up, this one now is assets CSS style CSS. So I think it should be this one, right? Now you know what we could do is let's try deleting all those other files over here, and let's see if it actually still works well. So if it still works well, then no problem, everything is cool. So as you can see, this still loads up the style. This still works perfectly well. That means this over here isn't affected. But if we open this up now, and let's say we wanna I'm gonna cut this files, and I'm gonna paste it over here. So we pasted the files over here, and let's get back here and refresh. Okay, what do you notice? That's it. Everything now looks really ugly. But if we get back here now and refresh, everything should look perfectly well. So that's pretty much what you want to do, guys. Now, one more thing that I'd want to do is go ahead and change the name of this assets file. I could say assets2, and I'm changing this hopefully because you guys already know that in the static file, we already have a file called assets. Okay, there's a problem. Now if we refresh, this shouldn't work. Now I'm gonna try going back once. Okay, you know what we could do? We could just go ahead and close this off totally. Now I'm gonna open up my portfolio projects again. I'm gonna open up this and open up this, and I'm gonna copy my assets file. I'm gonna get back, open up my static, and okay, actually it's cool that we don't have any folder named assets over here. So that means you could just change this back to assets. Simple as that. Hopefully you guys understand everything that's going on. Now after we've done this, one other thing that we want to do is copy all this code over here and paste it in our empty studio HTML. So how do we do that? I'm going to open this up. I'm going to open up the index.html, and I'm simply going to copy everything that we got over there, and I'm going to paste it in here. So right now, if we get back to the empty page, remember this one, and refresh, we should see the ugly looking thing. Yeah, that's it. So I want to close out all this tab. It's really beginning to get messy over here. So when we have this, now the first thing that we need to do is go ahead and pass in all the static files. And firstly, at the top, we need to go ahead and load static. And I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna say load static. And what I want to do is come over to I'm gonna come over to view command palette, and I'm simply gonna hit this AutoDjango plugin. Now if you're looking for the AutoDjango plugin and you don't have it, simply come over to your extension and search for AutoDjango. It was created by CodeWithTommy, and the extension is really amazing. Okay, so after we've done this, now the next thing that we could do is go ahead and manually pass in the static things over here, because I actually think there's a problem with the plugin. It doesn't actually access anything in the head section. So yeah, I usually manually pass in the static in the head over here. Since we don't have any much static files, we can simply do that and it should work perfectly well. So guys, when we refresh this now, what do you notice? This is working perfectly well. That's it. Now I want to zoom this in a little bit, and now what we need to do is go ahead and start changing up a couple of things over here. And you know, we could play around with this, since for now we don't need any of this at the top over here, right? What we could do is go ahead and get rid of all the sales analytics and the invoice analytics. So I'm going to copy the sales analytics thing. I'm simply going to search for it, and I think this is sales analytics. This is a drop down. I'm just going to collapse this. This is the total sales. I'm also going to collapse this. Okay, as you can see, this is the row. Yeah, this is the row that's holding the two of them. So I'm going to get rid of this row now. Now, as you can see, these two rows should be gone. So if I refresh, you can see they are gone. Now, I'm going to get rid of this recent estimates. I want to stick with the recent invoices. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to collapse this one just like this. And this is the one I want to get rid of, which is the recent estimates. So just get rid of this one and everything should be working perfectly well. And this is how we should look great. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this to MD should be 6, of course. And I'm just going to say LG should be 12. Okay, let's also say MD to be 12 over here. So now when we refresh this, as you can see, it's filling up the width. And if you try checking the responsiveness of it, as you can see, this is how it should look. Does this really make any sense? This doesn't really make any sense. So SM, I'm gonna say SM should be 12. Okay, so now when we refresh this, what do you notice? It fills up the width. That's perfectly looking amazing. So guys, what we need to do now is go ahead and change up a couple of things that we got over here. I'm gonna be starting from the top, and I want to arrange all this. As you can see, it's not looking great, so I'm just gonna arrange all this, just this one over here. Cool. Now, okay, I think there is a couple more. So I'm just gonna skip this. You guys could do this yourself. Okay, I don't want to waste much time with it. Now, firstly, let's get rid of let's see. We would want to get rid of all this that we have over here. I'm just gonna be sticking with dashboard. So I'm gonna scroll to the top to see where we got. And actually, this template isn't looking really formatted. I could copy this everything over here, and I could come over to Unminify. And you know, Unminify is really amazing for minifying JS, HTML, CSS, XML files. Paste that in there and click the button. Hopefully it helps us with something. And while it's still trying to unminify this file, I'm gonna get back here and let's start getting rid of some things that we wouldn't be needing. So as you can see, this template isn't looking great at all. I'm just gonna paste that down there. And okay, I think it did something for us. So let's copy this, get back here and paste. So what do you notice, guys? It's looking really amazing now. So with this now, it should give us no hard time editing this thing. So what I'm going to look for is YouTube logo PNG. Okay, so just open up your browser, your favorite search engine. I'm using Google in this case. You could use Yahoo or whatever. Search for YouTube Studio, rather YouTube logo, not YouTube Studio. And to even be more specific, let me see if YouTube Studio have any logo. And yeah, this is the logo, but you know, we could just take this one over here. This looks pretty cool. I'm just gonna copy the image address. That's what you're gonna be needing. And over here we want to get rid of this. So I'm simply gonna search for logo, and we should work with this. So I'm gonna get rid of this one. This should be the first logo. This should be the second logo, and finally this should be the last small logo. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to paste in what I copied, and I'm going to refresh this. Now what do you notice? That's what we got. Looking pretty cool, right? And that's how it looks. That's great. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and remove out all this, starting from customers, this one over here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna minimize all this, and all this, and all that too. And we should just automatically get rid of all of them. Not automatically, we actually do it manually, obviously. So we are at settings. Let's get rid of application. We're only gonna stick with okay, yeah, I'm just gonna get rid of everything. I'm gonna get rid of this profile, sub menu. I'm gonna get rid of it. Users, gonna get rid of blank page, gonna get rid of vectors, UI interfaces. Now, if you guys are really getting creative, you could stick with all this. I'm gonna be leaving all this for you guys. You could play around with it, okay? Adding a couple things. That's if you want to add anything else. Again, if you don't want, it's totally up to you. I'm just gonna go ahead and delete all this, and all I want to stick with is just the dashboard. Okay, let's just say I want to stick with 2 more. Okay, so I'm gonna be sticking with this, and that's gonna be dashboard. I'm gonna change this customers to something like, I don't know, for now I'm just gonna say logouts. Okay, we're gonna be playing around with that later. So now when we refresh this, as you can see, these are just the 2 things that we got, looking pretty cool. Now we've really edited this file, so let's go ahead and do something in the views.py. We want to make sure that it's only when a user is logged in that they're going to be able to access the studio page. So I want to import a decorator. I'm going to say from Django.contrib .decorators. I want to import a decorator that's called login required. So when it's called this login required at the top of each view over here, just like that. And now a user isn't going to be able to access this page except they are logged in. And whenever a user is logged in, what does that mean? That means that they would have a profile image over here, right? So we're going to go ahead and change out that. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to search for the admin. I'm going to search for another admin. There's it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm simply gonna get rid of this. So I'm going to open up a variable tag in here, and I want to say channel.image.url, and there might be okay, yeah, actually it's called a channel. That's great. I want to give this a couple of style. I'm going to start off with a width. I want to give it a width of 50 pixels, and we're also going to give it a height of 50 pixels. And I also want to give it an object-feet of cover, object feet, and I'm going to give it cover. So now let's refresh this, and okay, that looks pretty cool, right? Yeah. And I think that should be it. Let's go ahead and get rid of this notification. I don't need any notification. VO noti. Okay, I think it's starting off from here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to minimize that and get rid of it. I don't need that. Do we need any language thing? No, we don't need any language thing. And we just need this admin thing over here that could help us log out or do some certain things. So when I refresh, this is looking way neater. Now instead of showing up the admin over there, let's show up the name of the channel. So I'm gonna say show up channel.name. Let's see if that's what it's called. Okay, that's not what the model is called. So I'm simply gonna get back to the views. I'm gonna open up the channel, and as you can see, it's called channel name. Great. So I'm gonna get back here and get rid of this, call it channel name, and I'm gonna refresh this page. What do you notice? We got desk fix over there, looking pretty great. Now let's go ahead and change up a couple of things over here. We're gonna be starting with this. Let's say this is the amount of videos that I've got, and I'm simply gonna say amount due. I'm gonna search for amount due. And instead of this $ thing, I want to change this to let's say FA-YouTube. This should be FAB. Okay, so now when we refresh this, as you can see, we got YouTube. Okay, and over here I'm gonna say videos. So this should be the amount of videos that I got. I'm just gonna say videos videos.count. Okay, so let's refresh this. Okay, as you can see, 4 videos. Okay, so 4 videos, just like that. Okay, and what we could do is we could put this one in the brackets, so in case the video is 1 or 2. That's great. And one thing that I'd want to do is go ahead and get rid of this progress bar. I don't think I need that for anything for now. This should just look clean like this. And these are the customers. So instead of customers, I'm just gonna change that to subscribers. Okay, so I'm gonna say subscribers, and over here what we should just do is get we should say channel dot. Now let's see how the subscribers is called over there. So over here, as you can see, it's subscribers. So I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna say channel.subscribers. Now when we refresh, we should see this. As you can see, they don't have any subscriber. So I should say .all.count. So this should count either it's 1, 2, 3, or 4. So as you can see, subscribers 3. Okay, that's great. Now as usual, we're gonna get rid of all this progress bar thing. What is this one over here? Invoices. I'm gonna change that to comments. Okay, so how many comments have they got? Now I don't think we wrote any query to get comments, so over here we should write a simple query. I'm gonna say comments should be equal to comments dot object dot filter. And what do we want to filter by? Firstly, let's open up the comments and see. As you can see, we got this user thing over here. That's great, but had it been we had this channel relationship to it, it should be more better, right? Okay, you know what we're gonna do for now? We're just gonna leave out the comments. Okay, so for the comments, just like we said, we're gonna get rid of the div holding out the comments, and we're also gonna get the div holding out this one. So if you guys have any idea on what we could add over there, you guys should just drop a comment and we're gonna implement that. Okay, so now this Excel is 3. What I'm gonna do is change it to 6. This one is 3. I'm gonna change it to 6. This one is, let's refresh this and see how it looks. So as you can see, this is what we got. But okay, yeah, it still looks great. Okay, so over here, what I want to do is simply go ahead and also call the subscribers, and I'm going to put this in an S, so that looks quite good. Okay, now instead of recent invoices, I'm going to change this to all videos. Okay, all videos. I'm going to refresh this, and now let's change up a couple of things over here. I'm gonna get rid of all those paid thing, all those paid blah 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 thing. I'm just gonna get rid of them. I don't need them. And yeah, let's go ahead and change up all this. Now this is gonna be video. This is gonna be video. This is gonna be okay, what could we add? Could we add over there? Okay, we could just say this should be the views, right? This should be views. Okay, I'm even beginning to get something that we could have done over there. We could have added like the channel total views, something like that.